in there. So we are making 4 different smoothies today. I am going to start with a strawberry smoothie, and this one actually has no bananas. So, and I chose it for that reason specifically because a lot of smoothie recipes have bananas because they help make the smoothies really thick and creamy, especially if you use frozen bananas, make it like a milkshake, and they just add a creamy texture. And in many of the smoothie recipes, you can't even taste the banana. So people who don't like bananas, a lot of times you can't taste the banana. But I know people who are allergic to bananas, so we wanted to make sure I had a banana-free smoothie recipe. So we're going to start with that and get my little, oops, I have a cup. So I love this little guy here, these little like portable, not portable blenders, but sort of single serve smoothie makers, because I'm going to make 3 different smoothies and all I have to do is change out the cup. So this one, so I'm calling it a strawberry smoothie, obviously. You don't like strawberries, go ahead, use raspberries, use cherries, use blueberries, whatever you want to use. But it is super, super easy. And just so you know, so you will get the recipes with the video link after this, but I will tell you everything I'm doing as well. And I am actually cutting this recipe in half. So if what I'm doing looks different than what I'm saying, that's why. All right, so we are starting with, in a full recipe, we would have 1 cup, or sorry, we would have 2 cups of frozen strawberries or whatever berry you're going to use. So the thing with smoothies is, in my base smoothies, I normally put, or my basic smoothie recipe, I normally put, it's usually yogurt, a frozen banana, frozen fruit, and a little milk. And I just mix up the yogurt, I mix up the kinds of fruit, and I can really get a lot of different flavors that way. But like I said, I wanted to do one without, oh, and anyways, what I was gonna say, I put all that in because it gives you fiber, it gives you protein, and both of those are, we should probably put in more than just frozen strawberries, shouldn't we? Both of those nutrients are super helpful in keeping you satisfied and keeping you feeling fuller longer. And that's important because especially if you were trying to lose weight or maintain a healthy weight, if you're hungry all the time, it makes it very difficult. So you want to make sure that you are choosing foods that will keep you full for a longer period of time. Fiber and protein do that. That being said, this smoothie, great way to get your fruit and your vitamins, not so good on the satisfying power because it is just the strawberries and it would be 2/3 of a cup of orange juice. So again, this one's great. You get some fiber in the strawberries. You get a ton of vitamin C between the orange juice and the strawberries, but you're going to be feeling hungry later. So if this is the smoothie you are making, you might want to eat it with maybe some toast and peanut butter, maybe some yogurt on the side. Somebody said, what is your opinion on using protein powder? You know, I suppose in this smoothie, that would be a good choice. Hold on one second. There we go. It's gonna be loud. I'm gonna add just a wee bit more orange juice to this, just so that we can drink it, because we're not making ice cream, we're making a smoothie. You know, I tend to like getting all of my nutrients from whole foods versus powders and supplements and things like that wherever possible. But a protein powder in this case could be beneficial, especially if, all right, especially if, like I said, a nice side would be some yogurt or some toast with peanut butter. If those options don't work for you, then a protein powder could be added. All right, so this is How easy is that? Could still use a little bit of extra juice, but yummy, yummy, yummy. So just a simple fruit smoothie. Like I said, great for fiber, or good for fiber, and great for vitamins. So that is smoothie number one. And so I don't have to leave you guys and go to my sink. We're just going to rinse off our little blades here so we can make the next one. And you know, a lot of people, smoothies tend to be super quick and easy to make. I mean, how quick was that? But a lot of us don't even have time, you know, to get everything out and get things together in the morning. So a couple of fun ways that you can deal with that. So now we're actually, two things I should have said about that last smoothie. You can add a little squirt of honey or agave if you'd like to. I don't, I like the fresh fruit flavor. And if you wanted, obviously, like we were saying, you could add the protein powder, or if you wanted, the source of this recipe recommended using cocoa powder. I don't know about that personally. Cocoa goes with strawberries, goes great with oranges. Don't know that I want cocoa with my strawberries and my oranges, but you can give it a try. So my next smoothie is going to be a frozen cherry banana smoothie. So anyways, I was talking about the ways to, make smoothies even quicker. So first we are adding, so again, this is one of those ones where I'm going to make half the recipe. So we would need one full frozen banana. What I do, where did I have it? When I get bananas that start to go bad, I take a Ziploc bag just like this. I pop 3 bananas in it. I do after I peeled them. So I've peeled them. This is a frozen banana. You do not want to freeze a banana with the peeling on it because you will never unpeel it. But I put 3 in there because that's what my banana bread recipe calls for. And so it just works out perfectly. Now I can take a bag of frozen bananas out and just let it thaw in the bag, squish it up, and I've got mashed bananas. But I can also, out of each bag, if I need, I can pull, 1 or 2 frozen bananas for a smoothie. And the frozen bananas are just the thing with frozen fruit, when you put frozen fruit in a smoothie, you don't need to add ice or anything like that to thicken it up or to make it nice and cold. The frozen fruit does that. And I hate adding ice to smoothies because it just dilutes the nutrients, it dilutes the flavor. So I love using frozen fruit. So we've got a frozen banana. We have got, and again, I'm giving you these recipes, but in the comfort of your own kitchen, put whatever the heck you want in them. So today I'm using cherries because this is a cherry banana smoothie. If you don't like cherries, you can swap them out for peaches, strawberries, blueberries, mango, get a little islandy flair going. All right, and Ziploc is really not really want to open. There we go. Okay. So we would need, for a full recipe, we need 2 cups of frozen cherries. I knew that one was not going to last. This one is going to have a little bit of yogurt in it. So we're going to get that protein and some extra calcium. This is just plain non-fat Greek yogurt. You can use vanilla if you would like. I personally, I'm not a huge fan of eating plain Greek yogurt, but they work for me in smoothies because I add enough other flavors in there. But if you really don't like the plain, use cherry yogurt, use vanilla yogurt. Just understand that when you're using the flavors, there's going to be a little bit more added sugar in there. So we want a 1/2 cup of frozen yogurt, which is going to be, for my half recipe here, going to be about half of this container. There we go. We get some more of that orange juice. So full recipe is needing a 1/2 cup of the orange juice. It's getting full. We need a cup of milk in the full recipe. Whatever milk you like. I'm using dairy milk, cow's milk. You can use your milk of choice, whatever you have in your house. And in this one, we are going to put, there it is, just maybe a tablespoon or so of honey. Just add a little bit of sweet with those cherries. And I did get sweet cherries. You can buy frozen tart cherries as well, but those are super tart. All right, so we just pop this on. Oh, give it a go. So anyways, I was saying some of the ways that you can, oh, nice. Perfect. Make smoothies even quicker than what we're doing is one way is you can actually make smoothies the night before and then pop it in the freezer, like in a freezer safe cup. Pop it out of the freezer, maybe first thing when you get up in the morning so it can thaw, set it on the counter. And by the time you're ready to head out the door, it is ready to go. You might need a thick, a wide straw for that one at first, but I can't tilt it too much because this one's full. So this whipped up, so very different color, different texture. Again, this is going to be with the banana and the yogurt much creamier, more like a milkshake. This one is going to be more like, I would say like a sorbet because it's just the fruit and the juice. So anyway, so that's one thing. You can make the smoothie, and so look, we're only 15 minutes in and I've already made 2 smoothies. You can make the smoothie, freeze it, and pull it out in the morning. Another thing you can do is sort of make your own smoothie packs. So basically take either a reusable storage container or a Ziploc bag, whatever you use, and put everything that goes in your smoothie in there. And then in the morning, and if you can leave your blender, leave your smoothie maker right out on the counter, literally in the morning, all you need to do is dump it in the smoothie maker and whiz it around and go. So it doesn't, like I said, because smoothie making is so fast, it's not like it's saving you a ton of time, but at least you don't have to wash dishes after you measure all those things. It's already measured. And what I have done in the past is I have made my yogurt. I take my yogurt and I put it in little muffin tins and then I pop it out and I have that little disc of frozen yogurt. I have found though, when I do that, here, let me wash this while I'm talking. When I do that, I do need to add a little bit more liquid to the smoothie in the more like actual liquid in the smoothie, just because that frozen yogurt really, it's frozen and it needs a little help blending around. You can totally use a regular blender. I'm going to do that in a little minute for our last smoothie. Let's see. So the thing about smoothies, before I get into the next one, a lot of Americans, at least I should say, we don't eat enough in terms of fruits and vegetables. The recommendation for fruits and veggies is about 5 to 9 servings a day of fruits and veggies, which sounds like a lot, and it sort of is, but it's not impossible if you plan for it. And smoothies, making a plan to have smoothies is a great way to do that because, okay, in this one right here, our cherry banana one, we have half a banana, that's 1 serving, and we have a cup of frozen cherries. This is per serving. Remember, I cut it in half. That's 2 servings of fruit. So this right here is 3 servings of fruit. So it's, there's almost or more than half if you're aiming for the 5 servings a day. But it's a third if you're aiming for the 9 servings a day. I've never put spinach in this one, but I have other recipes where I do a pineapple banana one that I put spinach in. So now we're getting the banana, the pineapple, the spinach. We're getting 3 to 4 servings of fruits and vegetables. And it's just something that is delicious that you can sort of sip on your way to work or, during a workout or on a walk or at your desk, anywhere. So these are a really great way to help you boost your fiber, your fruit and veggie, and therefore your fiber intake over the course of the day. So like I said, it's not difficult. It just takes a little planning. We have a whole like shelf in our freezer that's just frozen fruit because my daughter likes to make smoothies on a whim and she never knows what kind she wants to make. So we always have frozen bananas. We always have frozen cherries, peaches, blueberries, strawberries, mixed berries, all kinds of things. So it's nice to just have those available. And then again, if you're throwing the yogurt in, we're getting a little protein in our morning, which a lot of us don't get enough of as well. And the last one, I don't even want to tell you what's in it yet, so I'll surprise you, but great source of protein. So great way to get your day started. I personally like, I like to chew things in the morning, so I do tend to make myself like a piece of whole grain toast just to have with my smoothie. But they can be really filling and satisfying with the right ingredients. And you need to be careful. Obviously, this is all about making smoothies at home. You need to be really careful when you get smoothies in restaurants because a lot of them, they're not what the ingredients you would use at home. So if you ever checked, I mean, these days websites, they all list the ingredients of what's in the smoothies. And a lot of it I have found is like they'll take some sort of fruit juice concentrate and then they will add a lot of added sugar to it. So you get that fruit flavor, but it's mostly just sugar. So it's mostly a lot, I'm not saying all, but a lot of smoothies that you get out and about are more like frozen fruit flavored soda, I would say, in terms of the nutrients. We're lacking the fiber, we're lacking the protein, we're lacking the fruits and veggies. Yeah, I've written articles before on smoothies and you would think, again, this is 3 different kinds of fruit. There should be a good amount of fiber in there, but a lot of the restaurant smoothies just have no fiber and a ton of added sugar. So you really want to be careful with that. What do you recommend for alternative protein sources if you're lactose intolerant? So several suggestions. Peanut butter can go in a lot of smoothies. There are plenty of alternative milks, lactate milk, soy milk, oat milk. There are also many alternative yogurts that you can use. The coconut, I mean, I would use like the soy milk yogurts or any of the almond milk based yogurts, like the coconut milk, and I shouldn't have even said the oat milk. Neither of those are great sources of protein, so they're not going to be replacing the protein very well. But any of the soy or nut milks should be good. Like I said, lactate milk. Or if you're going to use yogurt, a lot of people with lactose intolerance can tolerate yogurt because of the bacteria that breaks down that, that's in there that creates the benefits that makes yogurt. That can help in breaking down the lactose. So some people can have no problem with yogurt. And even people who have a problem with yogurt, a lot of times when it's mixed with other foods, and again, we're getting a very small amount. This was a 1/4 cup of yogurt for one serving of this smoothie. Many people with lactose intolerance can tolerate the small amounts, and especially when there are other foods consumed with it. So while you may not be able to drink a glass of milk, if you're having a cup of yogurt mixed with all these other foods, all the work your body's going to be doing to digest that food, there's lots of digestive action going on, and it can help digest that lactose without a problem. The other thing would be trying like lactate tablets or drops before you drink the smoothie. So lots of alternative ingredients, lots of different things to try there. So our next smoothie, I got one other tip, but I got one other tip, but hold on. We're going to get to another smoothie. So this one is going to be my blueberry pie superfood smoothie. So this one is lots of fun. Get our cup. This is, again, one of those ones that I'm making half of, but I'm going to tell you the full amount of. So for this one, of course, we need blueberries. So we need, I'm making the full recipe for this one. I forgot. So we need a half a cup of blueberries. I love wild blueberries. Use wild or tame, whatever. All right, so we get all of our blueberries in there. Now we need to get another half a banana. I cut it just because it blends up a little easier. Half a banana. We're going to use the rest, the other quarter cup of this yogurt. Again, this is plain yogurt. You could use vanilla. You could use blueberry. About a quarter cup. I think I skipped some extra yogurt on that other one. All right, good suggestion. I'm glad you mentioned using spinach. Yep, kale is great. Yeah, the stronger the flavor of the foods you put in the smoothie, like bananas and pineapple, it really masks the flavor of any spinach. It is going to be green, but I read once online, one of those mommy bloggers, she would make her kids green smoothies. Like, I'm not about tricking kids. I want them to know what they're eating. I think it's important, but you know, I don't necessarily think it's lying if they didn't ask you if there was spinach in the smoothie. So what she would do is she would just happen to leave the bottle of green food coloring on the counter when she was making green smoothies. So her kids just assumed that they were, food colored and not spinach. I always thought that was so funny. All right, so we have got in here a half a cup of frozen blueberries, a half a banana, a quarter cup of Greek yogurt. We are going to throw in a quarter cup of, again, milk of choice. Now we've got a couple of fun ingredients. You know what? I'm going to do the not as fun ones first. So we need a teaspoon of vanilla. Not that it's not fun. I love vanilla. All right. Oh, and you know what? Oh, I'll do it anyways. We need a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon. This is going to be pie smoothie after all. Yeah, I meant to have another cinnamon that's open. I meant to grab it. There we go. Quarter teaspoon. All right, now we have two other ingredients. So one is going to be real maple syrup. Love maple syrup. Again, we're adding to this pie flavor. And we want 2 teaspoons of this. Two. And our last ingredient is something you may or may not have heard of. It is called maki berry powder. I got this on Amazon. I think they sell it at Whole Foods, but I think it was cheaper on Amazon. This is basically, it is a berry from South America that if you don't use it, not going to ruin the smoothie. What it really does is it enhances the blueberry flavor is what I find. We're only putting in about 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of this. So again, this is not going to make or break the smoothie. Don't feel like, you can't make it if you don't have this, but it is so blueberries are really, really high in antioxidants. Antioxidants are what protects our body and our body's cells from all the damage that they're exposed to over the course of the day. I'll leave that there for you so you guys can see it. So think of, imagine like a new shiny bike, all right? And it's so pretty and shiny, it's just pristine. And then you leave it outside, you park it outside, and it rains, we got bad weather, and it starts to rust. So that rusting is oxidizing. It's what happens basically when oxygen, not really oxygen, but when it's just called oxidizing. There's more technical chemical stuff going on, but that's what oxidizing is. So that's what happens inside your body. It doesn't rust. But when your body is exposed to sunlight, pollution, cigarette smoke, the daily process of just digestion and, all the functions your body does, your cells oxidize and they just become not as healthy. So we want to eat something that's going to help sort of counteract those natural processes that are going on in your body. Antioxidants are what we eat to do that. Antioxidants are found in almost all fruits and vegetables. It's found in cocoa, tea, things like that. All these plant-based foods are great sources of antioxidants, but especially the dark colored ones. So by consuming those foods, we can help protect ourselves from that damage or that internal damage that we wouldn't feel. So the maki powder is just, so like I said, blueberries are like at the top of the list for antioxidant power, and the maki powder is right on par with the blueberries. And so it's just another option you can use. All right, so we're gonna whiz around. Can't say it. Noisy. All right, and I love the color of this one. Not all my yogurt mixed around, so I'm gonna do it again. It's funny, I was looking for recipes for a blueberry pie smoothie, and the ones I kept finding had oats in them. Those were supposed to emulate the crust. And I gotta tell you, I just think for me, that doesn't work. I don't wanna be sucking up a raw oat in my smoothies. If you like that, go for it. Oh my God, it smells just like a fresh blueberry pie. So I really, really like this. So you're lacking the crust, but this is like blueberry pie filling. And I'm just gonna put the lid on it because I'm afraid I'm gonna knock it over. That one will stain everything. All right, so we've got like a rainbow of pink here. Here, we gotta put this one here maybe. There we go. All right, so first three, very fruit-based smoothies. I think spinach would go well in this one. The blueberries are really strong flavor. We have got protein in both of these, fiber in all three of them, no bananas, no yogurt, no dairy products in this one. So we have something for everybody. We have one more smoothie to make, but just something I'm gonna talk about first of all. So in terms of, I was talking about we need 5 to 9 servings of fruits and veggies over the course of the day. So what's really important to remember is you want to, as much as possible, have those fruits and veggies as whole. And by whole, I mean not juice. Now, the benefit to smoothies, and the reason I want not juice, is because when you juice a fruit or a vegetable, you have all this pulp left over. And what's that pulp? That's the fiber, okay? So, if you're throwing that pulp out, you're throwing out all the fiber. And that's, I would say, fruits and vegetables are loaded with vitamins and minerals, so that's fantastic. But the fiber is one of their other huge nutritional benefits. So if you are throwing out that pulp and you're just drinking the juice, you're getting all the vitamins, that's fabulous, but you're missing the fiber. And so many Americans are deficient in their fiber intake. Basically, we need like 28 to 30 grams of fiber a day. Many Americans are struggling to get, 15 grams a day. So if you're having, orange juice and then cranberry juice and then some tomato juice and maybe some pineapple juice or grape juice, yeah, that's 5 servings of fruit. But the caveat to my 5 to 9 servings of fruit a day is limit them to 1 as juice. All the rest need to be whole foods. With the smoothies, I'm not throwing out any pulp. I put the whole fruit in here. And so I am getting all of that fiber in here. So this is a way, if you're not into eating fruits and vegetables, if you want to drink them, then you got to drink them as smoothies if you want to get your fiber. So that is really important to keep in mind. These smoothies are great ways to get your fruits and veggies without having to eat them, but to drink them instead, but to keep that fiber. All right, so our last smoothie is coming. And I love all of these, but I got to tell you, this one is awesome. So let me just clean out some space here for a minute. Whoops, I shouldn't do that. I'm going to bring my big old, pop him there. Bring the big guy over. I don't need any of that stuff. Just want you guys to see everything we're doing. So this smoothie is going to be, and hold on, did I? Yeah, okay. It is going to be a thick and fudgy chocolate peanut butter smoothie. It is fabulous. My daughter actually made one the other night for dessert. That's how good this thing is. So, and if you can't do peanut butter, you could sub any nut butter in here. So we are, and remember I said I cut every recipe in half. I am making the full recipe of this because I want to drink one and I know my daughter's going to want one when she gets home from school. So in here, we are starting with two bananas. Again, if we were making one, I would cut it in half, but we are making 2 bananas that I'm going to cut into chunks. They're starting to thaw a little bit. Almost lost him. All right, so this one is going to be, we've got fiber, right? We have got protein from our peanut butter. We have got antioxidants from our cocoa powder. I tell you, this is just like a chocolate peanut butter milkshake, and it's all nutrition. We are not putting anything that is not super nutrient dense into here. And I mean, fine. If you wanted to throw, what am I trying to say? I'm not opposed to milkshakes. I love milkshakes. But if we're trying to make a smoothie, we want to get it as nutrient packed as possible. And I'm telling you, this smoothie tastes like a milkshake. So we started with our 2 bananas. Now I need 3, oh, you know what? I already have that one dirty. 3/4 of a cup of, again, milk of choice. So any questions? How you guys doing out there? Everybody awake? Everybody alive out there? Any comments or questions? Had a couple. So we've got 3/4 of a cup milk of choice. I am going to pop in my vanilla. So we've got a teaspoon of vanilla. That's about a teaspoon. And all we have left, again, super, super easy, is we need a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. So this is cocoa powder, not hot chocolate mix. This is the pure cocoa. So the thing about cocoa powder is it is all of the positives of cocoa, of chocolate, I should say, loaded, I meant to bring, oh, there we go. Loaded with all those antioxidants, and it gives us that rich chocolate flavor, but it doesn't have the added sugar or the dairy products that like chocolate would have, eating chocolate would have. And our final ingredient, I find that this is my favorite peanut butter. It's not one of those healthy ones. I just like this one. It does have, I'm trying to see, it has a very, very small amount of added sugar. If you prefer the healthier peanut butters, go for it. I just personally like this one, and I'm willing to say, okay, that's just where a little bit of my added sugar comes in. What is your opinion of using stevia as a sweetener? As far as sweeteners go, it's fine. Let me, hold on. We need 1/3 of a cup of peanut butter. I just want to get myself measured here before I start scooping. Yeah, the more natural sweeteners like that are good. I would recommend for sweeteners either use the real thing, like use sugar, in small quantities, or use some of those natural, more natural sweeteners. So for me, I'm all about food needs to taste good. And a lot of those sweeteners for me, just all of them just sort of leave an off taste. So that's not enjoyable. If you don't find that, then go for it. That works out fine. All right, could one make a tomato basil balsamic smoothie? Wow, why not? I have never done it. Tomato basil balsamic. So we got a little, I'm trying to think. I might use, well, if you used canned tomatoes and didn't drain them, that would give you the liquid that you might need. Hey, go for it. I don't know. Good flavors. So worst you find out, make a little bit, and if it's gross, you throw it out. And if it's awesome, then you've developed something new. Yes, stevia is natural. That's why I said the natural sweeteners like that are what I would recommend. That and just small amounts of real sugar.
A question.
Yes.
If you did the balsamic combination, wouldn't that be more like a salad dressing?
Well, it depends on how much vinegar you put it in, I guess. If it's mostly tomatoes and just a little balsamic for flavor, I don't think it would be like a salad dressing. I don't know, got to experiment with that. That is not something I've ever thought of. So if anyone wants to try that, let the library know how it came out so I can find out. All right, so just a reminder, we had 2 bananas, 3/4 of a cup of milk of choice, 1/3 of a cup of creamy peanut butter. Don't do chunky, it doesn't work so well. But your nut butter of choice, 1/4 cup of regular baking cocoa powder, and a teaspoon of vanilla. And now we're gonna make noise, so hold your horses. All right, and I totally forgot to bring a glass, so we're gonna pour it into our measuring cup. Are you familiar with any savory smoothie recipes? No, I'm not actually. Just because I never thought of it. For me, smoothies are all about either peanut butter and chocolate or fruit. So I'm always looking for those. Not saying that you can't make it that way. I just personally have not tried that. All right, so watch this. Are we ready? Look at how, is that a chocolate milkshake or what? A little thin for milkshake, I suppose. But again, my bananas were starting to thaw out a wee bit. Normally I do them totally frozen. But that is our yummy, yummy chocolate peanut butter smoothie. So just by the name, oh, and look at some of my cocoa powder made it up in the, didn't make it in there. So that is it. That is we made 4 smoothies. So let me get them all lined up here. 4, I think, very different smoothies. We have got chocolate peanut butter. Oh, I do carrots, tomatoes, and ginger with turmeric as a smoothie. Well, that's a good idea. Carrots, tomato, and ginger. So it's like a V8. So yeah, why not? I say, oh, I lost one. I say, you're making it in your kitchen. You put whatever the heck you want in there. And that's a great way to get those vegetable nutrients. We're getting all the fruit ones here, but that's a great way to get those. So these are very, very different smoothies. Again, we have all fruit, no dairy, no banana. We have cherry banana with Greek yogurt. We have blueberry pie with super powerful extra antioxidants, and thick and fudgy chocolate peanut butter. So any other questions? Now you're hungry and thirsty now. I know, trust me, I can't wait to turn the cameras off. No, I think I'm gonna drink this one first. I'm gonna have a sip of all of them and then I'm gonna drink this one. So my freezer will be full of smoothies. So next week I'm gonna have smoothies overload, but that's fine. Let's see. Oh, parsley. Yeah, parsley. I'll put herbs in there. That would be nice. So yeah, now I need to look into the savory smoothie thing. But I like sweet tooth, so I'm always leaning towards this kind.
We have someone who has a question.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. You can unmute.
Okay. Can you use seed butter like sunflower seed in place of nut butters for those people who have allergies?
Yep, that's why I say you can use your nut butter of choice, nut or seed butter of choice. Yep.
And do you ever use other than Greek yogurt?
You mean traditional yogurt or
Yeah.
I mean, I use Greek yogurt just because it has more protein than traditional yogurt. And I really, like I said, I don't like to eat plain Greek yogurt, but I find in the smoothies, I don't taste it at all. So that's why it's a great base ingredient. It really gives me the protein and the calcium that is beneficial and all those helpful bacteria. If you really are opposed to Greek yogurt, you could use traditional yogurt. That would be fine. If you don't like the dairy-based yogurts, like I said, I would recommend maybe a soy yogurt, just because it's going to be more equal to dairy yogurt in terms of protein and other nutrients and things like that.
And one other question for pineapple. Do you use fresh or do you prefer the canned in order to change the texture?
I would probably my first choice would be frozen pineapple, just because I always tend to put frozen fruits in my smoothies. Beyond that, I've done both. I've done fresh and canned. So whichever you prefer, whichever is easiest, that works for you. Sometimes, oh, that's another thing you can add to smoothies are flax and chia seeds. Great source of omega-3 fatty acids, good source of protein, good source of fiber. The only downside to the flax and the chia is that because of their fiber content, they will absorb the liquid and you end up having like a smoothie pudding, which is fine. It's like I say, it's a downside just because you're not going to be able to sip it through a straw, but you can put it in a bowl and eat it with a spoon. Coconut, I've done coconut. Oh, and so this peanut butter one I made, I put the vanilla extract in. I've made what I do with my pineapple banana one is I put coconut extract in it with the spinach. And so just feel free when you're making a smoothie. Extracts are great ways to add flavor to your smoothies, just sort of be creative. I wouldn't do it in here because of the peanut butter, but in a chocolate smoothie, you could use like a raspberry extract and put some frozen raspberries in there. So just, you can get creative. Yes, cashews as a peanut butter replacement, or you can use cashew butter too. But that's a great idea. Any advice on not getting brain freeze? Just eat it very slowly. I cannot have any other recommendation, and I guarantee I will be getting brain freeze today. So just because they're so yummy and cold. You could let it sit and warm up for a bit. So again, this one has been setting up or melting, I guess. So it's thinner and it was not cold, but there's also a big frozen part in the middle. I don't know if you can see it. That if I'm chowing down that, I probably would get brain freeze. Let the fruit defrost in the fridge so it's not so cold or thick. And that's certainly an option. It wouldn't be as cold. If you're using frozen fruit, so keep in mind, if it is frozen, it's going to make a thicker shake. If you thawed, it's not going to be quite as thick. But I mean, that's fine. There's no problem with that. So this one is getting, hold on, we have to taste this one too. This one is definitely easy to drink right now. Oh man, that's delicious. So this is like thick fruity milk right now. That may sound gross to you, but I'm just trying to describe the texture. I thought I'd heard that putting your tongue against the top of your mouth might help. I don't know. I did not know that one. I've heard about that if to try to stop a sneeze is to put your tongue against the roof of your mouth, but don't know if it helps brain freeze. But hey, it might work. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.